is good to see you. Welcome back to yet another session of this game of ours. I'm your storyteller, otherwise known as Stranger Peace, Jeff, a streaming raccoon in disguise. Who's to say? It is good to see you, 2% Chungus, Corrida, Ormiga. Thank you so much for the subscription. Subscribe for 4 months. I appreciate you. Y'all are wonderful. And thank you for the shout out, Skillsy. I appreciate you back behind me there. Skillsy, you want to say hello to the hordes here and say hello?
Hello, hordes. Hello, hordes.
There we go. I'll actually turn on your mic.
Oh, that helps.
Yeah.
I was wondering. I was like, I'm sitting right. I did the thing. I moved it.
So we managed to, in the last game, solve the mystery of Yurntide. And now we are presented with a new one. Something called, as you saw in the intro cinematic perhaps, Twinning Fire. Now, a couple of announcements. Hopefully, energy permitting, I'm under the weather as far as the booster shot is concerned. I recently had my Moderna booster and it is kicking me up one side of the curb and down another. And there's a lot there to sort of work through, but hopefully there is a time where I'll have the energy to rearrange everything and we'll actually have a full green screen again, so that way we'll have a little bit more of an immersive experience. All right. Hey, Ella, redeeming the pep talk here. Wow, that's a lot. Talking millions on the regular. I think HR fully supportive, but now I have a traumatic day all day because this particular asshole triggered some past PSD in the worst possible way. Disabled. If they don't agree with harassment, my life could get very difficult. Tough to find a job that works. Okay, so what I'm going to recommend, Ella, if you're not already on the Discord, you might want to join. There's the eternal invite. Normally, I would absolutely just vomit out sort of some advice or a pep talk here, but because there's other people waiting on me right now, I will get to this and get you some advice on the Discord. So thank you, and I'll see what I can weigh in there. Tesha, good to see you. Very good to see you here. Can we get a shout out for Tesha? That would be lovely.
Working on it.
Awesome. Thank you, Skillsy. So, all right. Let's go ahead and check in on our players here. I'm gonna open up the group scene, and then we'll go ahead and get them so that way we can hear them. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. How is everyone doing?
I get the sense it's a real Thursday of a time.
Is.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, it's a Thursday of a time, and I think that's a good
Thursday of a time.
that's a good way to sort of cash it out. And I've also boosted the volume of all of y'all, so hopefully people can hear you more. So, joining us today, we have Sycamorely. Hello. We have Talkendo.
Hello.
And we have Jess for Reals. How's it going? That is, we might have more people trickling in. We'll see. I didn't hear from them, but you know, worst comes to worst, we'll run this group. You guys are a solid group.
Have we checked in on our beardy friend to make sure he didn't forget?
I sent him a message, but I can send him another
No,
one.
If you already sent it, we're good.
I'm gonna send him one more. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll get started here with the intro. It was 2:30 in the morning when the convenience store in Fox Plains near the Graybriar View border became a diorama of nightmares. The subject and focal point of the composition, one Bradley Polson, was alone in the come and go when the artist arrived. while investigators would later state that it was lucky they was alone, sparing others the sight and the potential grisly harm visited upon them by an artist of pain. They too quickly glossed over the loneliness, the despair of Mr. Poulsen, as his body became an instrument of annunciation, a herald's trumpet for an awakening darkness. In the moment, nothing was there to witness but the hum and flicker of fluorescent lights, and the cutout advertisement stating, "Harps stays sharp to the bottom of the glass." The artist worked with alacrity, with every stitch a touch of swift and poignant care. The security camera only saw a blur, with the figure occasionally pausing to stare directly at the lens, grinning madly, his head spontaneously shaking into paroxysms of wet, fleshy convulsions that obscured his features into an indiscernible mass. When the artist finished with his dreadful work, what was left could be said to be beautiful, in a grisly way. Bradley was no longer merely an example of desperation, a cashier at the edge of a nowhere town. He had transcended. Held up by impossibly strong gossamer threads of tissue, his body was posed into something reminiscent of a Christ figure from the Mannerist school, distorted into an unnatural style, looking down upon his silent congregation. The Eucharist of Bradley was used to form a paint, and with a thick glove finger, the artist carefully wrote the following message upon the liquor freezer doors. "They are here. The locus shall be activated." It was 4:30 in the morning when the police arrived, tipped off by one Smilin' Mary, a vagrant who always seemed to be in the wrong place at the right time. When the reporting officers saw the scene and read the words, it was reported that they wept, but could not describe why. Such is the way of Briarsvale. We begin again in the classroom as yet another substitute teacher filling in for Mrs. Flanagan, who has been reported to be thankfully on the mend. She's taking a mental health vacation, they say, at least from the scuttlebutt that you can get around the school. And in walks the familiar substitute teacher, Mr. Gladstone.
All right. So, here we go. Okay, we're gonna do some local history. And the local history, again, from what we've sort of put together, is, a little fraught. We're not gonna be going on field trips again for a minute, given, everything that happened. But one thing I did want to bring up, and he reaches around and turns to the chalkboard and begins to write, is, let's see here, Cornerstone Industries. Right. So everyone already knows about the Vermilion Oil Company. And it's pretty obvious to those on the east side of town. However, one other major history in the town is in fact bullshit. That's right, I swore in class. I know. Don't tell your parents, all right? But it really is literally manure. It's fertilizer. See? Get it? Because it's... Yeah. Well, you know. And, so you, this might seem a smelly business, but, it's actually really important for the thriving of the town because it brings in a lot of money, and the shit that we produce, the manure that we produce, is in fact extremely potent. Now, does anyone know why?
Is it the river?
It's part of it's part of it, Ellie. Part of it's the river, but it's not the whole answer. Dell, what do you think? Dell, I can't hear you. I think your microphone's muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, Dell.
Thanks. I don't know. They're probably just eating something weird,
Hmm.
kind of plant or something.
Good. Good. That's we're getting closer. Jimmy.
Fish. It's fish. It's always fish.
Why would cow eat fish? Eh.
Well, I mean, you're onto something there, in fact, because the thing is, with the way that the fish population works, and the way
I
that
told ya.
their eggs and spawning work in the river itself, well, it does produce a kind of layer of silt, and that silt is gathered up and put into the fertilizer, and it actually ends up being really nutrient rich.
So it's not bullshit. It's fish shit.
Very astute, Jimmy. Very astute. I'm.
What do you know about the fish?
Right.
Why
so,
are they special?
Well, the thing is about the fish is that originally we had, well, I mean, this river shouldn't really exist. It's kind of an anomaly. But the fish themselves used to be mainly salmon, strangely enough. But then the salmon population began to decline as a result of industrial farming. Yeah. The very things that give you fish sticks destroyed the fish. I know. Gordon's fisherman, I'm on to you. So, eventually that population got replaced by some stranger fish. Now, I don't know what kind of fish these are. I'm not a biologist by my own degrees in communications. But I do know that one of them looks an awful lot like a hagfish, and that's pretty worrisome. But there's another kind of fish that really is it's something about their eggs and the way that they end up getting incorporated within the bottom of the river. It's real fascinating. And you know what? Because
you don't actually know, do you?
Look, I was given a packet. And I am reading from the packet.
Oh, there are. You got coloring pages too?
I did, Jimmy. I appreciate your sense of humor. Your sense of humor is treasured in this classroom. And I'll tell you what isn't treasured. And at that point, the door slams open, and you see two police officers come in.
Oh shit.
Jimmy, hide.
Jimmy, you better run.
Jimmy, you recognize these two. This is Officer Carruthers and Officer Davis. And they look at you, and Carruthers goes, "We're not here for you, Jimmy. You can relax."
Well, that's new.
So they look at Mr. Gladstone and go, "Mr. Forrest Gladstone? Yeah? Please come with us." "What for?" "I'm teaching class right now. As far as I know, it's not illegal to teach local history. Sir, if you do not comply, we are going to be forced to apprehend you."
They said comply. He's in so much trouble.
And
Uh-oh.
as he kind of settles himself, he's like, "Well, I don't know if I will comply. I want to teach these kids history, and I don't believe I did anything wrong." Officer Davis pipes up, "Sir, you're just gonna need to come with us now." No, I won't.
And with that, they go over, they force his hands, and they slap him in handcuffs and escort him out. At which point, before he leaves, Mr. Gladstone manages to say, Jimmy, I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. And he just gets escorted away. The classroom is empty. The rest of the students are like, what is happening?
All right, he said he had a packet. Where is it?
All right, the packet is, in fact, on the desk.
Did Mr.
Yoink.
Gladstone also have a briefcase that I can destroy?
No, he did not have a briefcase that you can destroy. What were we going to say, Talkendo?
I'm yoinking the packet.
All right, yoink the packet. Got to yoink that packet. All right. So you're looking at the packet, and it appears to be a simple outline detailing the history of Cornerstone Industries. On it, written in green pen, is a phone number that is circled, and it just says wife's work number.
His
Okay.
wife?
Mm-hmm. He is married, apparently. Who knew?
Should we
Like,
tell his wife?
Nobody likes to think about teachers being married.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's real.
Well, there's nothing interesting in here to me.
All right.
Why don't we call?
Did we like actually call though?
Yeah,
I know it is against our youthful natures.
Indeed.
Yeah, but
I'll
the other
call.
is going to the principal's office, and I don't ever go there. My choice.
All right. So,
Are we in a time of cell phones? Is that a thing?
no, we are not in the time of cell phones.
Okay.
But there is a landline in the classroom.
That was gonna be my next question.
Okay. So Jack, you said you wanted to call. Am I remembering your
Yes.
character's name right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just thinking. Does anyone know what number you have to dial out?
Ooh. Good.
Isn't it usually
Nine?
9?
Yes, it is usually 9.
I miss those days.
Oh, the old days.
Oh, they're still present in academia.
All right. So, you do go ahead and dial the 9.
Yes, I dial 9 and then the number.
Awesome. You quickly hear the dial tone. Bam, 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 bam. Click. Hello? Who is this?
This is one of your husband's students.
What?
The police just took him.
The police just took him? What are you talking about?
Well, he was our substitute, and now he's not.
Oh my
Thought
God.
you might want to know.
That's okay. This is absolutely impossible, though. Absolutely impossible because I don't. He just ran out of here. Like, he literally just left the house. He came in the house just completely unlike himself. I don't know what he tore up our bedroom, and he just, look, okay. You said the police have him, right?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
You said he was just with you?
Yeah. I must have been, look, don't, what's your name, honey?
Jack?
Don't
Jack. Okay. All right. So, what I'm going to need you to do then is stay calm and stay with it, and just
Good.
wait for your next period, and this will all be handled. suddenly you hear in the background, Mrs. Gladstone, open up. Cook County Police. Oh, God.
Might want to run? I don't know. Do you know what this is about?
She's hung up.
Okay, well, that's not great. Dell, what were you gonna say?
Why are you there? Like your name? I want to know what you like. What happened? What was going on?
Yeah, so his wife seemed really alarmed, but also like she like what was it, Mr. Gladstone? Is that his name?
Mhm.
Mr. Gladstone had been really out of sorts that morning. Or she made it sound like he was just at home. So I don't really know how that makes sense. But he came in and he tore up the bedroom and yeah, and then the police showed up at her door. But she told me to stay put, and that makes me not want to stay put.
I mean, she stayed put and she just got arrested.
Yeah. She said it would all be sorted, but I don't know what it is. And it doesn't sound like she has it sorted.
Proposal. Should we be talking here? Or rather question, I suppose.
The rest of the
Yes,
students
yes,
are all
yes.
staring at you, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You're not supposed to leave the classroom during school. We all know this. So who's leaving with me?
I mean, there's a window right there if we're not technically allowed to use the door.
The rest of the students also raise their hand in response to you, Jimmy.
Let's go.
Okay, so Jimmy, how do you choose to leave the school?
Well, I'm gonna try to get a window open.
Okay. It takes
Because fewer people are paying attention to the windows than they are the halls.
That's true. So, with some relative ease, you manage to get one of the windows open, one of the fire escape windows open, and since it's all on one floor, this isn't a multi-level junior high, right? It is you're able to just immediately pop out onto the campus grounds with minimal risk to yourself, and like the Pied Piper, Jimmy, you lead a whole gaggle of junior high students out of the window. Can you hand me the dice bowl, please? Or okay, here I'll just take 2 die.
That's fine.
Okay, and we're gonna see. That's funny.
Just have me roll.
So,
Busted already.
well, it's me rolling. So,
So what, the principal trips
We're
falls and
extra
breaks his
busted.
so a teacher who you recognize to be the music teacher, the choir teacher, to be more specific, Mrs. Kelsey, she opens a window and she sticks her head out, goes, "Hey, Jimmy, where are you going?"
Field trip, bye!
Jimmy, what do you say?
I said field trip.
Field trip?
We're going.
Oh,
Field trip.
huh. I wonder why Gladstone had you go out the window and not the door. That man is so strange.
He wanted us to learn the definition of
Yes, he is.
defenestration.
Oh, that's one way to do it. Okay, have fun.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Closes the window. I rolled a 1. So no, you're not getting stopped.
And we got a vocab lesson.
Yeah, and you got a vocab lesson. So, okay. So where are you leading this gaggle of junior high students, Jimmy?
That assumes I have a plan. I just wanted out of the classroom.
Okay. They're still going to
I'm
follow
gonna go
you.
get snacks, probably.
Okay. As you round
It's a good place to get snacks.
a good place to get snacks is around 2 blocks away. There is a 7-Eleven that is there on the eastern side.
That's where I'm headed.
Okay. As you're
Slurpees.
yeah. What was that, Jack?
Oh, Slurpees.
Slurpees. Yeah. Slurpees are great. So as you're heading around the school, you see Mr. Gladstone being you see him in the back of a police cruiser, and he does a double take as he sees the students marching around the school. And he then like, with trying not to get the attention of the cops, he just kind of goes like this. And then he mouths, "Come visit me. Talk to my wife."
I'm nodding and heading for the 7-Eleven.
Jack says, "Your wife is in jail."
So much for subtlety.
And he goes, "What?" Let me see the dice. Oh. Okay. At this point, Officer Carruthers, who is in the passenger seat, looks back, sees Mr. Gladstone, and then looks over at the gaggle of junior high students who are now on the campus, and sees Jack and you, Jimmy, mouthing, and he gets out of the car.
Jesus, it's the fuzz.
Ellie, do you say that?
Quietly.
Okay, just quietly. Okay.
So that they can hear me. But
Yell
not so Carruthers
scatter.
can.
Okay, the junior high students begin to scatter. Carruthers doesn't pay attention to the rest of the kids. Carruthers is beelining straight to Jimmy. Just straight to Jimmy. Jimmy, what do you do?
I'm running.
Okay. All right, here we go. So, you are running. Where are you running to?
The 7-Eleven.
Okay, so you're just booking it to the 7-Eleven. Okay, great.
It's where I was going. I'm not deviating course. I'm just trying to get to the 7-Eleven.
That's
I gotta figure out where to go from there. I'll figure out where to go from there.
okay. Awesome.
I'd like to make the case
Okay.
for a Shivers roll.
Because yeah.
What if Carruthers were perhaps to trip at an inopportune moment?
If you'd like to try and do that, go ahead.
Are folks all right with that?
We got some nods.
I mean, if I don't have to run.
We got a thumbs up.
Three?
Okay. So you remember the instance with the pool ball.
I don't want to do that to him.
You reach out. Well, it's the same process to start it. You reach out and you begin to feel his shoelaces with your mind. But your focus is slipping because you can see this large thing just thundering towards you in a policeman's suit, right? And rather than focusing on the shoelaces, all of a sudden you can't get his socks out of your mind. And so you end up pulling on his socks somehow. And Carruthers like kind of falters a little bit. He's like, "What?" And then he continues running towards.
I mean, Ellie's gonna become one with the shrubbery.
Okay. Ellie's gonna Homer Simpson it. Officer Carruthers is chasing you. Let me see how well he does. And how also well you do. Wow. Carruthers is on fire. Okay. Carruthers breaks into a almost like a T1000 sprint. Full maximum running efficiency. And he easily catches up to you and grabs you by the shoulder and goes, "Mr. Dean, how many times have we been through this? You
This week?
smart. You're always smart.
Yes.
You. I am tired of dealing with you. We already have
I'm
a series.
dealing with you. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
I would love to leave you alone, but you keep forcing my hand. Look,
I'm going to the 7-Eleven to get a Slurpee, and you came after me.
Because
what the nincompoop did.
because you're leading an entire classroom of junior high students to truancy.
You didn't bring a teacher with you. You're the one causing us to truancy. Let me get a Slurpee, man.
So, when she went into the bush,
Mm-hmm.
Ellie started sneaking around the other side of the building so that she wasn't able to be seen, but she could still be heard if she yelled.
Okay.
And from nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
but loud enough that he can hear,
Mm-hmm.
he hears a voice he doesn't know shout, "Help! Help! I'm being kidnapped!"
Okay. All right.
"Help! He won't let me go!"
Oh, God. I haven't seen this much action since 79.
"Help!"
Jimmy.
And then Ellie's gonna sneak away back toward the rest of the party, away from that direction.
If you need me, I'll be at the 7-Eleven, man. I'm going to get a Slurpee.
Are there other police officers with Mr. Gladstone?
Yeah, there's
still?
Officer Davis in the driver's side who is currently observing the situation and also on a CB radio.
Can't leave the perp though.
Nope, he can't.
And we're in his line of vision.
You are in his line of vision, yes.
"Help! Help!"
Carruthers runs back to the car and goes, well, actually, he does the little radio thing. He's like, "Officer Davis, I am en route to intercept potential kidnapping. James is going to be at the 7-Eleven, correct, James? I have to go now."
Yes, I will be at the 7-Eleven until it's time for my next class, at which point I'll be back here at school.
Good. And then he takes off running. So, you, those of you who are near to the police car, you see Davis kind of get confused. 10-4. What? And now he's just staring at you. So, what do you all want to do?
Slurpee.
One
think there's
task.
I do love Slurpees a lot, but do you think there's any way we can like try to talk to Gladstone? Or like can we distract that other cop?
Last time you talked to Gladstone, Carruthers came over here and stopped me from getting my Slurpee, and I had to talk to the guy. Please do not talk to Gladstone while he's in custody.
I'm gonna
Fair
start
enough.
sneaking away to find Ellie.
Okay. Awesome.
Ellie
You
just kind of is there again.
okay? Ellie's just kind of there. Bing.
How do you do that?
There's excellent landscaping on this campus. Everywhere. There's some sort of line of sight blocking bush. It's great.
Does
So,
it say where Gladstone
I'm
lives
buying
in
your
that
Slurpee.
packet? Does
it
it have his address?
it does have his address. Yes.
I
How
didn't hear
far
what
is
Jimmy
it?
said. I'm sorry.
What did you say, Jimmy?
Ellie, I'm buying your Slurpee.
Thanks, but we should probably put it off until later. I don't think you actually want to be where you told him you're going to be.
Fine, I will buy you a Slurpee at another time.
Okay.
Where should we go?
I think Jack was asking where he lives.
Yeah. This address, it's not that far from here, right? Or is it?
The address itself. Let's see. One moment. Pulling up map. Okay. So the address is in Dunphy Valley, which is just across from Willow's Testament. It's not that far at all. It's maybe like a 5-minute walk.
What if we went by the house?
That's a thought.
What was the situation? Hang on, out of character.
Yeah.
Did Jack tell us everything that happened on the phone? Like, would I know that the cops showed up there?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like we should probably just get eyes on it for now and see what's going on, because we've already had one run-in with the cops today. And I think scoping it out is a good idea, but I think we should wait to decide for sure until we know if the cops are there or not.
In the mood to sneak around. Sounds great. Sounds like a plan.
Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll go with it. I want to know what's happening.
Okay. Jimmy, you're cool with it?
I'm fine unless I see a cop.
Okay.
Oh, if there's a cop, we're not engaged. Or Ellie's not going to engage, at least.
Okay. So you so as you're walking, officer
Wait a minute. We just saw. Okay, no, sorry. I was just like, I don't know if I want to go to the house anymore. What
Mhm.
if Doppelganger, Mr. Gladstone's there?
Actually, question.
Mhm.
The cops still have line of sight on us, yes?
That's correct.
Let's go to the 7-Eleven. At least until they can't see us.
Okay. Good. Also, I think Oakley is making some.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, I think that's Oakley.
Okay, I'm gonna, can someone fill in and take notes while I take her outside?
Hopefully.
The link is in the Tigu chat.
I'm gonna mute you real quick. Yep. All right. So you all go toward the 7-Eleven. The 7-Eleven cashier sees both Dell and Jimmy and says, "Ah, isn't it school hours?"
Field trip, man.
Field trip. Is that true, Jack?
Yeah.
Dell?
Just on lunch.
On lunch. All right. Well, I recently restocked the Slurpee machine, so that should be good. Don't ask for hot dogs or pizza, though. You don't want those. Trust me.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So you get Slurpees, and as you're filling up the cups, you see someone quickly dart around from one of the aisles. You didn't get a good look, but it gives you a sort of uneasy feeling.
Did anybody else see that?
Yeah. Can I sneak and try to get a look at who it is?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Sneaking. All right, Otter Song. We can't do both of these things at the same time. The
It's
sneaking
true.
and the cuddling. Out of character. 5.
All right. So you carefully, you give a hand gesture to your friends there, and you carefully sneak around the aisle, and there, greeting you, is a familiar face. It looks like she's wearing a brown coat with some colorful patches on the inside. Her clothes are pretty dirty, they're pretty rugged. And her hair, she's in desperate need of a shower. But that doesn't change the fact that the old woman before you, who always has a smile on her face, is ready to talk. Oh,
Mylan Mary.
hey, how's it going? What are you all
it's
doing
better with
here?
getting Slurpees. Avoiding the cops.
A good pastime, both of them. I was just getting some chips, and I was thinking about the ways that you can buy pencils in packs of 2. You see, sometimes one pencil breaks, and you need a spare. And when you need a spare, you need something to write with, right? But no one ever asks the question when you're buying the 2-pack of pencils. Who's the person drawing? Who's the person writing? See, that's where old Smiling Mary has to come in.
Pencils. It is good to have more than one.
It is.
Um,
Except
who do you think?
when it isn't.
Like stationary.
Stationary.
Are you?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know who's doing the writing?
She begins to clutch at her stomach.
Are you feeling okay?
No, but don't you worry about me. It's okay.
Having a bad feeling and start backing away.
Oh, don't worry, dearie. I'm not the one. I'm just here to help as much as I can, as much as they'll let me. But you see, there are many hands, Jack. And there are many hands, Dell and Jimmy. I've been watching for a long time, but I can tell you this, if you don't get Gladstone out of that cell, there's just gonna be more pencils, more 2-packs, more redundancies, all iterating as far as the eye can see. Do you want a pork chop?
Sure.
There you go.
Can't say no to a pork chop.
Great. The pork chop is a standard bagged pork chop. It's not, there's nothing suspicious about it. It's just a nice little pork chop.
Right. I take a bite out of the pork chop and ask, so there really is more than one Mr. Gladstone?
Oh, there are more than one of every single one of us. But for Mr. Gladstone, that's less of a metaphor.
How do we get him out?
I love that Tori asked the question. Standard? Bagged? What are you talking about?
Out out of character. I was like, maybe this is the norm here. Maybe this town is known for their bagged pork chops.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's canon now.
yep. Standard bagged pork chops, only found at Briarsvale.
Question somebody who's just handing out pork chops.
Yeah.
I'm gone 5 minutes because of that lion-ass poodle.
I sort
y'all
of
are
gesture
committing
for the
crimes
rest,
too.
You gesture.
for the others to join me so we can all be part of this discussion. And I briefly fill them in.
Okay. So, Smilin' Mary is in the convenience store and has given some cryptic imperatives regarding a 2-pack of pencils and how Mr. Gladstone, if Mr. Gladstone doesn't get out of the cell tonight, there will be more 2-packs of pencils.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Night?
Mm-hmm.
Why tonight?
Oh, you see, it doesn't take very long. It doesn't take very long at all to learn when you're real quick and you have all of time right there in front of you. And next thing you know, there's just copies, replicas, all sorts of things. But you can't copy Smilin' Mary. No, you can't. No.
The cashier is going, "Are you bothering those kids?"
No, Stephen, I don't bother anybody. All I do is talk. You're good, aren't you,
Gave me a
Stephen?
pork chop.
Yeah, I'm feeding the hungry. That's what I'm doing.
Nothing like a pork chop to go with your Slurpee.
That's right.
That's what I always say.
That's right.
I mean, isn't that what was on the Brady Bunch? Pork chops and convenience store Slurpees?
I didn't think you saw that episode. But I think you know what to do now, don't you? After all, Jimmy,
Yeah.
you've seen the inside of that place.
Yeah, and I'd prefer to not ever do that again. Thank you.
Oh, you mean the police station?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Dell, so sweet with words. So compelling. I'm betting the 4 of you could get quite a bit done if you really wanted. But I unfortunately have to leave. See, I've seen something, and they're going to want to talk more. And I have to prepare for that. She scratches at her belly once more. Goodbye, children.
Bye, Mary.
See you soon.
Not too soon.
You, I think.
So, the cashier just kind of stares at you.
You know, she's not really supposed to bring external food in here.
Yeah, but who's gonna stop her?
Not me.
Exactly.
I'm not touching her.
I don't get the sense they pay you enough for that.
No, they don't. So,
She come in here.
huh?
How often does she come in here?
Well, normally she sticks to the western edge of town. We don't really see her much on the eastern side. But I would say probably around bi-monthly. Like twice a month. Usually she's found near Fox Plains, Greybrier View, maybe the Saguaro or the Saguaro area. It just depends.
Just get around.
She does get around. That's kind of her job. So, What do you all make of that?
We've made our purchase. Should we go to class? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yes, let's go back to
Yes.
class, friend.
Onward to learning.
Sure, class. Like we were supposed to be on a field trip. Okay.
So do you say, let's go to class?
Yes.
Weren't you supposed to be on
Yeah.
a field trip?
It was
Yes.
the end of the
The
field
field trip.
trip,
We're
you
going into
know,
class now.
when they're like, you know, go get a Slurpee and then go back to school. That's, you
Less
know,
talking, more leaving.
Bye.
yeah.
As
Yeah,
you all
let's
leave,
just go.
as you all leave, you hear him go, it's 10:15 in the morning.
Bye.
Out of character, that's when our lunches started in high school.
Oh, for real?
Was like,
10:40,
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
inhuman.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
So you all file out of the 7-Eleven. The clerk is not gonna narc on you. He's gonna let it be and go, okay, whatever. I've done worse.
What if Carruthers asks him? He'll say, "We said we were going to class."
Yeah, that's true. By the time you all file out of the 7-Eleven, the police cruiser is gone.
All right. To Gladstone's, or was there somewhere else we wanted to go? I apologize. I kind of checked out there for a minute.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Mary said that we should try to get Gladstone out of prison or jail, I guess. But that, you know, seems we're definitely gonna need Jimmy for that. I don't. What do you think?
Well, and Gladstone's wife said that like he was at the house when he should have been in class with us.
Yeah,
I kinda
Mary
wanna-
was saying that there's.
Yeah, 2 packs of pencils. I'm wondering if people are pencils.
A pencil.
No. Soylent Green is people, but not pencils. I think.
Damn it, Jimmy! I hadn't seen that yet.
Sorry. God, I do this all the time.
It's okay, but if he was supposed, if his wife says that he was there, but we know that he wasn't there, I just feel like we should look around and like maybe she's still there. Maybe they didn't arrest her. He did say talk to his wife.
Yeah, we might as well take a look at the house, see what's going on,
Okay.
sneak around.
So you get to the house without much incident. There's definitely a growing feeling of pressure in the air as you're sneaking there. Like a barometric pressure is increasing somehow. You feel a sort of tightness in your chest. By the time you reach Gladstone's, this has become not unbearable, but definitely noticeable. Everyone's pretty uncomfortable. Gladstone lives in a fairly rote suburban home. Something that wouldn't be out of place in some kind of Norman Rockwell painting, or perhaps even Nightmare on Elm Street. That sort of house. It has white siding, a red door, and black shutters on the windows. The lawn is impeccably manicured. So, you're outside the house.
What's the shrubbery situation?
The shrubbery situation is a couple of manicured bushes in front that are behind some roses. The roses are lavender in color, strangely.
Interesting. Does the door look intact? Is there like a cop car or anything?
There are no cop cars around, but you can detect a fracture point near the door handle where the wood is no longer painted but exposed.
Near the handle?
Yeah, near the door handle. Like someone kicked it. Just above.
Are there any other people around?
The only other person around is an old man who is staring intently at his lawn across the street. He's wearing an A-line tank top and some sweatpants that are pulled up to about over his belly button. And he's just sitting there with a garden hose staring. That's it.
Is the garden hose running?
No.
Ellie's gonna walk up to the front door
Okay.
and sort of gently knock, but actually what she's doing is testing whether or not the lock and sort of handle mechanism are intact or if she can just go in.
The first knock reveals that the door swings in.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Gladstone. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we will come in. Come on, guys.
Mrs. Gladstone is not there.
I know.
Okay.
Plausible deniability.
Yep.
Yes, because that old man is being very astute. But yes,
Okay.
Jack follows suit.
When you enter the house, it is a house made of this very particular carpet that was almost everywhere in the 80s, where it was this sort of beigey brown thing that has a really high pile, so it just soaks up the sound. And the entire lower floor has that. There's a welcome mat. And as you're stepping to your right, there is a den living room. To your left, it seems to be a dining room. Straight ahead are some stairs. Past the living room seems to be a nook area. And then past the dining room, from what you can see, is a kitchen.
Before we go more than a couple of steps in, I want to check the door. Is the deadbolt intact? Can I secure the door to make sure nobody can follow us in without us knowing?
The deadbolt is intact.
I'm gonna deadbolt it.
Okay. So it is deadbolted now. So it's quiet. There's a kind of, that heaviness in the air is getting much more intense. There's a sound at the top of the stairs. The sound is
We shouldn't be here.
I'm gonna undeadbolt the door. Mistakes may have been made.
Again.
Mrs. Gladstone, is that you? Your husband sent us.
You hear that noise coming down the stairs, and then instead of it being pondering like the thing at Solitude's Rest, instead it's right in front of you. There in front of you is something like a parody of Gladstone. You see the shoulders again are hunched upwards at an unnatural angle. The head randomly shaking. That's what the... And there you see this figure go, "Are you in my house?"
Hi, Mr. Gladstone. You invited me. You remember we were talking yesterday after class? My friends just walked me here. They have to go back to school now. Go, guys.
At which point...
Yeah, here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Eh.
Nope, just nope. You he starts to move towards you in these sort of stuttering motions.
Mr. Gladstone, why don't we go into the kitchen and I'll make us a cup of tea?
I think not. And he grabs Jimmy. And we're going to see how successful he is at this.
I'm gonna have a response to that.
I'm thinking I can try to.
He's having a bad day.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Oh. Oh. Okay. So, before we get to your action, Del. So, this thing that's calling itself Gladstone grabs Jimmy by the upper arm and then begins to pull. And you see that as he's pulling, he's trying to get his fingers on your skin. Like he's actively hunting for it, trying to find something. What shirt are you wearing, by the way, Jimmy?
Well, something with long sleeves, obviously.
Okay. He's
Probably the field coat I wear everywhere.
That was smart. So he's trying to find his way, but weirdly, he doesn't seem to understand how clothes work. He just keeps trying and trying until finally he kind of looks at you and goes, "How do you take off this skin?"
We
I
have to
don't.
go outside. Take off the skin.
By the way, all of you are suffering 3 stress right now because this is very stressful. So go ahead and mark off 3 stress in your boxes. All right. Go ahead. Ellie, you are in risky position. Del, you are in risky position. Position refers to the kind of effect or the kind of change that your role will have. And Jimmy, you are in desperate position because you're being grappled, and this is super scary.
Obviously.
Yes.
All right.
Hmm.
5.
Okay. 5. What action? I'm gonna do Ellie's action, then I'll do Del's action, and Jack and Jimmy. If you have an action, we'll go ahead and do those afterwards. Okay, Ellie, go ahead.
Okay.
Ellie stands up straighter to the full of her height, which is still very, very small. And she just looks at Gladstone and says, "Cease."
Oh, we're doing that. Okay.
But there's fucking bass in it.
Yeah. Let me look at this. Okay. You're doing the first special ability?
I am, yes.
Okay. All right. You see Ellie and the rest of you. You see as if one half of this thing that may be Gladstone, sort of his face slides across the side of his head instead of turning his neck. And when that face slides, it's now on the back of his head, and his bones then sort of arrange themselves. You hear this horrible cracking noise as this happens, and he stands to a kind of horrific attention for Ellie. Del, go ahead.
Well, now shoot, I was gonna see if I could tempt him with Mr. Mel's box from last time, but if Ellie's got it handled, I'll back off and decide to wait and see what she does.
What did you want to do with Melvin's box?
I was just gonna see if we could barter with him. If Jimmy had gotten actually caught. But
Right. Okay. Keep that in mind. Jack or Jimmy, what would you like to do? Besides not be grappled by this horrible thing.
Can I assess like its footing, like in the floor?
Yeah.
Like if there's any way to like trip up its feet.
Yeah, of course. Go for it.
4.
Okay. So you know that high pile carpet, it's a little bit hard to necessarily trip because they're able to, because if you're able to dig in your heels, you got some traction. But you do know that places with high traffic means the carpet is more tamped down, which means it's going to be a little tiny bit slippery.
Good to know.
Yeah. Jimmy? The hand is still trying to frantically like get in, but the rest of the body is now facing towards Ellie. It's impossible angles.
Right. Does this thing have a solid grip on me?
It's losing its grip.
Can I help?
Oh, if you would like.
Okay. Part of my kit is a cane which has a switchblade in it. Not to mention I pocketed a knife last time around. I'd like to roll to help and see if I can cut the jacket off, if that's okay.
Yeah. What do you want to use? What skill do you want to use to wield your cane? It's up to you. It's how you interpret it. And yes, chat. Sorry, I'm not saying hi to chat. A lot of my focus is going towards storytelling here, but it is good to see folks. And yes, that kind of carpet is very dangerous.
Yeah, the high pile stuff, when it gets tamped down, it's like freaking cooking grease.
I loved it. Like when I was little, I'd put my socks on. You could do like slidings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I'll use sneak.
Okay.
Because I have that.
So you're going to try to sort of conceal the fact that you have this thing, and then suddenly go for the attack here.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Jimmy, yes.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to finesse myself out of this grabby paws thing and bolt for the door.
Perfect. So both of you roll, and we'll figure out what happens from there.
4.
4. Awesome.
I got a 3.
Got a 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So the way that I think this plays out is that, Jimmy, you've been grappled quite a few times. This is an old kind of, all right, here we go again. And you manage to shift your balance and rotate your shoulder such that you're able to shake off the primary grip points. And at that point, Dell comes in and slashes the wrist of this thing, which then causes them to recoil. You all are alarmed when pouring out of the wound on his wrist is not blood. It is, strangely enough, it looks like paper that has been a kind of a moldy substance that looks like paper and is sort of dripping out like beeswax or honey, but mainly made of, like if you took a wasp's nest, dunked it in, and then twirled it around and had it spigot out of the flesh.
Gladstone squeezins.
Quite an image.
So, yeah. But he's still standing at attention, even if he's resisting and trying to get away.
How close am I?
You're fairly close. Everyone's pretty much within 3 to 5 feet of each other, because you're just at the entrance.
Get the stuff on me.
Okay. Can I try to finesse to sort of position his foot with mine to the slippery part of the carpet and give him a little shove.
Yeah, you can try it. Sure.
Yeah, let's see what happens with that. Sounds fun. I'm avoiding whatever the stuff coming out of him is.
That's smart.
Oh,
Yeah. I got a 3.
You got a 3. You deliver a swift kick to his ankle, and he buckles, but instead of necessarily falling over, he just kneels. But he's still rigid at attention to Ellie. At this point, he goes,
Your little tricks can help you now. But I've got my own.
and at that point, the thing that looks like Gladstone, it's almost like he's crumpled up. It's not gory in the sense of blood and guts, but almost like the figure itself was sort of an origami crane being crumpled by a giant hand, and then immediately shoots into the carpet, never to be seen again. At least for now.
I was like, out of character. Do we know never to be seen again?
Sadly, no.
Wait, so just disappeared.
He just
We're
disappeared.
just
Just disappeared.
Yeah.
Mrs. Gladstone? Mrs. Gladstone, are you here?
Silence. You don't hear wrestling.
Where's the phone? Where would the phone be? The kitchen or the bedroom? I don't remember if home offices were common. Ellie's gonna check the kitchen.
Okay. Ellie's going off towards the kitchen. What do the rest of you do?
I'm going to the kitchen.
Going to the kitchen? Del, you going to the kitchen? You going somewhere else?
no. I sort of want to talk to the guy outside.
Okay. If you want to go talk to the guy outside, you can go talk to the guy outside. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. So we'll get to the kitchen first, and then we'll do the guy outside. So 3 of you run towards the kitchen. You notice as you're entering the dining room, there are some plates shattered that were obscured by some partition walls that are on the floor. There's some silverware on the ground. You can see towards the phone. It's an orange, like an umber orange phone that is hooked to the wall. That has been left off the hook. You can hear the busy signal. And as you're going towards the back of the kitchen, you can see in the pass-through from the nook to the kitchen, there is a set of legs on the ground wearing high heels.
I'm going to very carefully, while making sure to keep a somewhat wide berth,
Mm-hmm.
see if I can peek around to see who it is and if they're moving or normal, etc.
Okay. You're slowly peeking around, the both of you, or all 3 of you, really. And the linoleum floor gives way again to carpet. In the distance, in the background, you hear the busy signal. The house creaks. And there you see, lying there on the floor, an older woman with what seems to be her arm bent at an unnatural angle, but her head and neck seem to be intact. She seems to be unconscious,
Unnatural angle, like it's broken?
like it's broken,
Or like the not Gladstone?
like it's broken.
Okay. Ellie's gonna pull her winter gloves out of her pocket
Mm.
and sort of go up and just sort of gently tap the non-injured arm.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming she looks around Gladstone's age within 5-10 years.
Yeah.
And sort of, Mrs. Gladstone?
Okay. What do the rest of you do?
That phone is driving me crazy. I'm very carefully gonna hang it up.
Okay, so you hang it up normally. As a procedural question, do you wear gloves?
When I'm hanging up this phone in a house I'm not supposed to be in, yes.
Okay. Just letting you know. Jack?
Yeah, also putting on gloves, rummaging around in drawers.
Okay. You're looking for anything in particular?
Seems out of place.
Okay, something out of place. Okay. I'll get back to y'all. Dell, you exit the house. And do you march right up to the old man who is still there with a non-turned on garden hose staring at his grass?
It was more just to get out of the house. I think Dell's sort of out of it and was going to go ask for help.
Okay.
But now you got me sort of curious, and Dell freaked out after seeing Mr. G, and because it reminded her of the mansion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So you pushed it. So I want to see what's in the box. In Mr. Rhodes' box.
Okay. So, describe the box for me real quick, because there's two boxes. I want to make sure I'm getting the right one that you're having here.
Oh shoot! I didn't take down.
That's okay. It's not the necklace box, right?
No, it's the fridge box.
Okay.
From the fridge,
Yes,
from the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you open the box outside, trying to calm your nerves. And you see in there something a little odd. It seems to be not a revolver, but a squirt gun. And it has a tag attached to it. And the tag attached says a gift.
Okay. Can I roll for shivers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I got a 4.
Okay.
Well,
You get a really odd sense from this thing. Like, it was being kept from everybody. It was being quarantined by whatever the Rhodes family turned into. And the overwhelming sort of picture in your mind is ash, a thorn and a rose erupting from ash. And you get the sense that this really is a gift, but you don't know from what.
that's it.
That's what you get. So what do you want to do?
I think it's such a weird thing that let's see if we can squirt the guy outside. I think it's just a toy. Like I just take it as a toy. I can't
Okay.
believe I don't want to accept that like I'm having to deal with like haunted things.
Okay. So you go ahead and you point it. How far away from the guy are you? It's a small squirt gun. It doesn't have a long range.
Okay.
It's not a super soaker.
It's the 80s. Come on. You couldn't.
But it's in a small box. A small box. It was in a fridge.
Time warps. You get time warps, but not spatial warps. All right, fine.
Nah, well, you don't get space warps yet.
I'll try to sneak up. No. Okay. I will sneak up on the side since he seems to be very focused on his not running hose. I sneak up behind him and try to squirt him.
Okay. You sneak up behind him. He doesn't seem to pay you any mind. As you point it, and as you're about to pull the trigger, you hear him go, I wouldn't.
Okay.
It's bad for the grass. You have to understand. I've been here 55 years. I know this place back when it had its old name, you see. Back when it was Briar's Veil, Veil. What's your name? He turns around. He's slack-jawed, but he's not. There's not necessarily any kind of malevolence in his eyes. He's still holding the hose.
Yeah, I like him. I'll tell him my name's Dell. Answer.
Dell. Oh, like a farmer. In that dell. Yes. You remember the old song? I do. Yes. Oh. Oh, it seems my hose has run out of water. I don't know when that happened. And he throws the hose on the lawn. So, you got yourself a squirt gun there, do you? That's good. You'll need that. Probably. You see, my wife, Mary, she likes to wander around. My name's Frank. It's good to meet you. Yeah, I don't know what about that Gladstone business, you know. Lots of bad business over there. You kids better be careful. Don't want to end up like me and Mary now, do you? Of course you don't. I appreciate you listening, Dell. But you better get back in there helping your friends.
I think that's good advice.
Yes.
Yeah, turns around and like skedaddles back into the house.
And be sure. Mind your P's and Q's. You never know who might be watching. He shuffles into the house. And you come back. All right. Returning to the others. Mrs. Gladstone kind of whimpers a little in her sleep as you tap her.
Mrs. Gladstone, don't move the arm that I'm not touching. I think it's broken.
That's not my husband. That was not my husband.
It wasn't. I know your husband. That wasn't him.
Who are you? Who are you people? What are you doing in my house?
We're his students. He told us to talk to you as the cops took him. We came from the school. The guy's gone. The not Mr. Gladstone is gone.
Where did he go?
I'm Jack.
Jack, you're the kid who talked to me on the phone. Who are? Oh, okay. I thought it was the police. It wasn't the police. It was him. He was knocking on the door. He could just imitate them. I don't know how he did it. We need to get my husband out of there. He's in danger.
We do. I think you need to find somewhere to stay, though, because we don't know where that other guy went. I don't think it's safe for you here.
Oh no. I know where to go. She gets a steely look in her eye. She winces as she gets up. Oh my god. Oh, yeah, that's broken. That's broken.
Do you have a sling or something we can, like, use to secure it until
Yeah.
we can get you to a doctor?
Upstairs bathroom. Upstairs bathroom on the right. Second door. Medicine cabinet. There's some gauze, a bandage, and a sling.
On it.
Jimmy rockets up the stairs. Dell, you come back in as you see Jimmy rocketing up the stairs. You hear a shaky middle-aged woman's voice going, "Look, I need to get my arm bandaged up, but the cops are only going to want to see me. I know the chief just as well as Jimmy does. And I think I can talk to him. He's not a friend, but he'll at least listen."
What?
Maybe you can distract him
Maybe.
for long enough.
Yeah, if you can distract him so we can talk to Gladstone, you can work on getting him out and we can find out what he wanted us to know because he told us to visit him too.
Okay. That works.
I thought he told us to find you, Mrs. Gladstone.
That makes sense. He would have said to find me because I'm the more capable of the two of us. Forrest is an out-of-towner. He doesn't really know how this town works. I, on the other hand, do. Oh my god, this arm's killing me. Jimmy, you are upstairs, and you see some of the upstairs has been ransacked, including the bathroom, but you do find the bandages, the splint, and the gauze pretty easy. And if you wanted to take a look around up there, you could, but it's up to you.
He was upstairs when we came in. He was doing something up there. Because she was down here.
Right. So, I don't know if you can hear Ellie, but...
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to assess my surroundings.
Okay, go ahead.
2.
Okay. A whole 2. What you
A whole 2.
what you find is you find a small wriggling piece of paper in the bathtub. It's like someone took, like, here. It's shaped almost like this, if you can see it on the camera here. And it's just kind of wriggling in the bathtub.
It's giving me really strong The Faculty vibes.
I mean...
I am taking what I found and I'm leaving.
Okay, so you take the piece of paper? The wriggling paper?
No, the stuff I came up here for.
Okay.
I am not touching that piece of paper.
Okay.
Because that looks an awful lot like the thing that just had a hold of me.
That's true. It does. Okay. It's as you're leaving, it wriggles its way down the drain.
Okay.
This is fine.
Anticipatory sniff.
This is fine. This will all be fine.
All right, so you hurry back down. You give the medical supplies to Mrs. Gladstone. Call me Gladys. She's wrapping her arm really well. like alarmingly well. Like she is on it.
Are you a nurse?
I used to be a long time ago. I was many things.
Huh.
All right.
What happens? What's happening?
What's happening?
Yes.
Simply put, we don't have a lot of time. This town goes through cycles. And now, it seems whatever was in the town 40 years ago is back. And I think it thinks whatever it or they are. It thinks it found it, whatever it was looking for. We never could make sense of it when we were kids.
I see. Well, I guess we better get Mr. Gladstone.
Yes. You kids will be instrumental for my plan. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to talk to Forrest. Ask him this question, in fact. Was there any shuffling? Like a deck of cards, shuffling. Ask him that. Depending on the answer, he'll say yes, you'll get some useful information. If he says no, then we need to be worried.
Hey. What
Okay.
does shuffling have to do with anything?
I wish I could tell you right now.
So,
You're sus.
I've never been in the police station. I'm assuming we can't just walk in with you, because Carruthers is gonna know that we're not in class, where he told us.
I
to
will
be.
handle it.
I guess what I'm asking is, should we like approach from the inside of the building, or is there some kind of window where we're gonna be able to access?
Do
the
not
basement?
sneak in. They have cameras. I don't want you to get in trouble.
Okay, so stay outside.
I will handle it.
Wait for a signal. Okay.
Okay, let's see if I can still drive one-handed. So she gets in her Woody station wagon, and she turns it on. It doesn't turn over at first, but the second try does it. And
That's good for those, honestly.
you all file into the wood-paneled station wagon, and you're driving to the police station. It's not that far away. It's about 10 minutes away. And you park, go up to the front desk, and you all follow behind Mrs. Gladstone. The secretary goes, Gladys, may I help you? Hello. I heard about my husband. He's in holding. Am I correct about that? Yes, Mrs. Gladstone. Well, I hope that Chief Jackson knows that he is personally disrupting the education of these children. These children, very responsibly, I might add, came to my house and they wanted a tutoring session. But the thing is, I don't know what Forrest assigned because he took the packet with him, right? And I went down to the school and they refused to give me the packet. I'm really sorry. Lydia, we have known each other too long for you to stonewall me. I have a broken arm because of the negligence of one of your officers. Did one of our officers do that? No, that's immaterial. They weren't around because they were too busy harassing my husband. Now, you let those kids back there to get their homework so they can graduate junior high. And I want to talk to Chief Jackson right
Now!
This whole time, Ellie has been doing just the biggest puppy eye, like eye water impression she can, looking as tiny and pitiful and just, please, I would like to do the learning.
Please, I would like to do the learning. Okay.
Oh, man. I love this so much.
Lydia, the secretary, goes, "You're right, Gladys. We have known each other a long time, and I'm not going to stonewall you. But I'm also aware when you're bullshitting me. We'll talk later, okay? I'll let you through. I'll let these kids through, because I don't think Forrest did anything either. But you didn't hear that from me, okay? All right. Now get me to Chief Jackson." All right. Let's go. And she leads her away to Chief Jackson and points to you kids to the holding cell hallway. As you walk down the holding cell hallway, there is only one cell that is occupied. This is a small town. There isn't a lot of action. And there...
Home away from
That's
home.
what they think.
I heard rumors about a kidnapping this morning. Are they just... this town, man.
There you see Forrest Gladstone on the familiar holding cell 2. You're home away from home, Jimmy. He's sitting right next to where you carved your initials.
About to get roasted on penmanship.
And he glances up.
What the Sam Hell Dickens? What are you all doing here? You're supposed to be in class.
What class? Class is here.
Yeah, well, class was dismissed when the cops came and got you, so start talking, bub.
Wait,
Wife sent us.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I said, your wife sent us. She's not in jail. Sorry.
Gladys is here. Where's Gladys?
Talking to the chief? She said we had to ask you a question, though.
You have to ask me a question. All right, I love questions, especially since I have nothing better to do than just sit here and rot.
Was there any shuffling?
His entire demeanor changes.
What are you talking about, shuffling?
Like a deck of cards shuffling, was what she said.
My wife told you to ask me that.
Verbatim. I wrote it down. She pulls out her notebook and... direct quote.
No.
She said we needed to be
Oh,
worried
no.
if you said that. Also, not you. Was at your house?
He looks extremely alarmed. Are you all right? Were any of you hurt? Did he touch any of you?
Not skin, but he wanted to.
Okay.
He
Oh,
just sort of crumbled up and vanished into your carpet. I'd probably move.
oh God.
Also, your wife's arm is
I
broken,
think
but
part
she
of it
seems
went
okay.
down the drain.
All right, hold on. One at a time, all right? So, Ellie, what did you say?
Your wife's arm is broken, but she seems alright. She strapped it up.
Okay. Jimmy.
I think part of whatever it was went down the drain.
Huh?
I didn't have a torch. I couldn't burn it at the time.
Okay.
Could have used a flamethrower.
Wait, what are you talking about, Jimmy?
Yeah.
When I went upstairs to get the supplies so that Gladys could wrap her arm, there was a squiggly paper thing. It was in the bathtub.
I'm gonna
I don't like paper now.
I don't blame
check
you.
out the paper that just fell.
All right. So, you all are safe. It went down the drain. This is all happening again. All right. I can't explain.
Mary said we had to get.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mary said we had to get you out tonight.
Mary. Mary and Frank?
Yeah.
All right. What was she worried about?
Something about pencils and making more pencils when the one pencil breaks, and then you got a backup pencil, and their hands, multiple hands writing with the pencils, and yeah.
I am so sorry.
What'd I miss? Sorry.
Jack just explained what Smile and Mary said to Forrest.
All right. I'm so sorry, kids. I was hoping. Look, I've been keeping an eye along with Frank and Mary and a couple of other concerned adults. Here, come here. Come closer to the cell. Y'all are too far away. I'm not going to hurt you.
Historically, it's not been a great day on that front.
I get that. But seriously, it's me. And I'm on your side. So,
Okay.
historically, this town, it's got something sickening it. I don't know if it's an it, a they, a what, a how, a when, a why. I don't know. But I do know that when I moved here with my new wife, everything went topsy-turvy. My wife has had an old place where you all could hide and plan. And I know there's another group of you doing the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, hands Jimmy, one key. And then you, Ellie, another key. Those keys, there's a storm drain near the junior high. If you follow down the storm drain, there will be a door. If you unlock that door, you will find my wife's old base of operations. There's a lot of supplies down there, and we're going to need them. Now, as far as me being in one place, being dangerous, that tells me a lot. And I think that we were probably dealing with, and then the door opens, and in comes Chief Jackson.
Curse you, Perry, the police chief.
Well, children, did you get your homework?
Yeah,
We did,
yes,
yes.
we did.
All right.
Thank you.
Forrest?
Pull out the packet.
Ah, good. Forrest, your wife Gladys tells me you have an airtight alibi for last night. Well, I could have told you that, Bradley. Look, I'm not going to make... Look, state's evidence is really wanting to solve this. This murder is a nightmare. I'm aware. And you and I both know what's at play here. He like gestures at the kids.
Mr. Jackson?
What's your name again?
Ellie?
Ellie.
There was a guy dressed up like Mr. Gladstone at his house. He attacked Jimmy when we went there to find Mrs. Gladstone to get the packet.
Jimmy.
So if they're going off a description, it might not be a good one.
He puts a toothpick in his mouth. Sucks on the toothpick. I'm not going to ask you, Jimmy. But I am going to ask you, Dell. Is what Ellie is saying true?
Yeah, yeah. It sure is.
He looks at all of you for a long second. Forrest, don't make me regret this. Because my ass is on the fryer. Do you hear me, Forrest?
I hear you loud and clear,
Bradley. Look. That's my ex you're married to. You gotta protect her.
That's-
Look, we both know she doesn't need protecting.
And that's what you never understood.
Now, Gladys, let's go ahead and get that whole arm taken care of.
Yeah. Children, stay safe.
Shouldn't you get checked out because of the unconscious thing too?
Oh, don't worry, Allie. I'll be thoroughly checked.
Okay.
Did he touch your skin?
No. Not at all.
Okay.
For my own curiosity, what is she wearing on her upper half with that busted ass arm?
She's wearing a pink cardigan,
Long sleeve?
long sleeve.
Okay.
So they both walk out the station. The chief is just standing there. Well,
Thank you for your help. We have our homework.
I'm sure you do. Keep your noses
It's
clean.
nice seeing you again,
Nice seeing you, Jimmy.
Always, sir.
Bradley.
Jimmy.
Jimmy?
Ellie laughably grabs Jimmy by the arm despite being like a foot shorter than him. He starts
Alright, see
tugging
you,
on him to
Chief.
go.
And I'm gonna leave too.
All right. As you all are leaving, imagine the camera pulling out here and seeing the police station, and you're all walking back to the junior high. Chief Bradley is in his office. He picks up the phone. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, we've gotten mostly under control. Yeah, I have reason to believe that Forrest wasn't contaminated. Jury's still out about the wife. But he takes out a deck of playing cards. And he flips over a king of diamonds and a queen of spades. Look after Violet and Jake. I'm pretty sure it's in the sewer. Click. And that is where we'll end for tonight.
And I'm glad you didn't touch that thing in the bathtub, Jimmy.
Me freaking
Me
too.
too.
Oh, I didn't want to go through another like last week.
Also, sympathetic grown up is not in a cage.
Yep. It's true. It's very, very true. You all have, by the way, contact as far as Click is concerned. Mr. and Mrs. Gladstone. So that is officially on your Click contact list. we will do. So next session, we're gonna go ahead and do the rest up the venting space because both of you kind of did a little marathon with this little party. But next session we will indeed do the whole venting space thing. For now, actually, if one of you could do me a huge favor and hold on. This click gets we'll call it 2 trouble.
We did have a lot of police interactions today, to be
You know
fair.
what? Let's call it 3 trouble actually because of that. Yeah. Yeah.
We did bald face lie to multiple cops and stage a fake kidnapping. I'm sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
Although no one knows that was me.
Yeah.
True.
I'm either sorry or you're welcome. I'm not sure which.
Same.
Indeed. As a reminder, once you get over level 9 trouble, the kids are collectively grounded, and you gotta work that off. But there is a way to work off trouble too, so it's not just like a permanent thing. Let's see, Jack. Let's have you do the honors.
Okay.
I need you to roll me 1d6.
Right. Do the extra sparkly one.
Perfect.
2.
2. Now, if you want to change that result, you may add 1 more d6.
Do I want to change that result?
It's up to you.
All right, I'm getting a lot of nods, so
Okay.
I got a 4.
Okay. Added together, that means 6. Due to the risky nature of what's been going on, one of the caretakers of the kids has decided to question the child on what's been going on. You can try to tell the parent what actually happened, craft a story that's more believable, or try to weasel your way out of it. We will handle that next time. But that is an entanglement. Yep.
We should probably make sure our story matches what we told the cops.
Indeed. So, but you all get +2 experience, which you can mark in the experience track above your skills. So whatever skills that you ended up using, go ahead. And it doesn't matter if you succeeded or failed. None of that matters. It just, whatever you tried, go ahead and mark that 2 experience. It's in the little boxes above the character sheet. I need to make that more legible. So, but without further ado, yeah, go ahead.
If they're in 2 different categories, do you?
Yeah, if they're in
just do it for
in
one?
2 different categories, go ahead and mark 2 for both for right now. So that concludes today's episode of This Game of Ours. Thank you so much to Jess for Reals, to Tall Kendo, to Sycamore Lee. I hope you all had a decent enough time.
I got to mouth off
Thank you.
to some cops. So it was great.
I got to stage a
Yeah,
kidnapping.
and I got to see
fought
what was
it.
in the box, so I'm satisfied.
Yeah, you got a cool ass squirt gun.
Also possibly found Mary's
Yep.
husband.
Indeed.
Like Smiling Mary.
Indeed. But I hope,
Got to talk to Mary.
yeah, you got to talk to Mary finally.
Yeah, and Mary's husband.
Yeah. But I hope all of you never have your hours haunted by regrets. And I shall certainly see you on the other side. Take it easy.